When unpacking your Jigabot 5, you will notice small boxes for your emitters and power packs. You will also find 2 user's guides, which you should carefully read. Under the user's guides, you will find the Jigabot 5 unit. An extra set of hands can be helpful when removing it. Only lift your Jigabot 5 by the cradle or body, never by its sensor module or cable. Warning: Jigabot devices can pinch or crush fingers or hands. Do not put hands near devices while powered on. Inside your Jigabot 5 box, you should have a power charger, associated power cable, a 3/8 inch to 1/4 stud adapter, and a 1/4 screw for mounting your camera to the cradle. You should verify that within your IR emitter box you have 2 emitters and 2 USB cables. Inside your IR power box, you should have 1 IR power pack, 1 USB cable for charging, and a wall charger that will allow you to charge much faster than if you were to connect to a PC. Set up a sturdy light stand or tripod without the head. Ideally, your stand will have a 3/8 inch screw stud for mounting the Jigabot 5. If your stand uses a common 1/4 stud, you can use the converter that ships with the Jigabot 5. Carefully screw the Jigabot 5 unit clockwise onto the light stand or tripod. Hold the Jigabot 5 unit only by the cradle or body, not by the sensor module or cable. It is best to have a second person available as a spotter. Do not tightly torque the unit. Use a wrench or pliers to tighten the mounting shaft to the stand. Place your camera on the cradle, centering its weight on the tilt axis. The camera's center of gravity should be aligned with the center of rotation of the tilt axis of the Jigabot 5. Now hand tighten your camera to the cradle using the 1/4 screw provided with the Jigabot 5. Attach your emitters where their signal will be visible to the Jigabot 5. Best practice is to place emitters 45 degrees off of center, maximizing signal coverage. Before plugging the emitters into your power pack, you may find it helpful to shorten the cables by wrapping them around the power pack and taping them into position. Power on the unit by depressing the power button for more than 1 second. Now, plug the emitters into the power pack. Thin clothing may be used to cover the emitters from view, but it may reduce your range. Face the Jigabot 5 toward a wall that is not too brightly lit, then power on the unit. You may now switch on your camera and move into your tracking location directly in front of the Jigabot 5. About 35 seconds after being switched on, the Jigabot 5 will begin tracking you. Congratulations, you're now tracking with your Jigabot 5.